So there's a line in a movie I heard that I just love it. It's, "You're Hondo Lane, the gunman. I carry a gun." It's my best John Wayne for you. "Pilgrim, how you doing? I carry a gun, Pilgrim. What the fuck's your problem with it?" Like, it was in Hondo, and obviously by the quote, right? I love that quote because to me that's my grandfather. "You're Hondo Lane the gunman. I carry a gun." Like, yeah, it's one of those, like, if you had accused my grandfather of being anything he was, he would have had a response something like that. You know, he's not a gunman. He's not a whatever. He's Hondo. He happens to carry a gun. It doesn't define him. Like, I think that's fucking hilarious to me. That, like, there's that amount of philosophy in Hondo. In that movie, it's the woman whose ranch he's staying on saying this. She's saying that, "We heard in the newspaper 3 years ago that you gunned 4 men down dead in a town square." So, that's the person who's saying that he carries a gun. He's also like a fucking Indian fighting Texas Ranger cavalry scout something or other. But he won't own up to being a gunman. You know? That's like being a fucking fallen down drunk 8 days a week alcoholic and you won't own up to that. Nothing Fancy told me to go to AA. You know, it's one of those things that, like, I have a problem with a lot of shit. I don't have a problem with alcohol, believe it or not. I occasionally get drunk for fun. But to be honest, those are few and further between. And, like, when I don't have $50 a bottle tequila sitting in my fridge and margarita mix, I'm less inclined to even do that. We will soon have $50 a bottle tequila again because that shit was good. I don't know. I'm thinking about trying Margaritaville this time. I was drinking Jose Cuervo Gold. And this is one of those, like, you know, I don't think that you should drink every day. I don't think you should drink to the point that you black out. I am now kind of in full belief that, like, a mixed drink every few days is well within the realm of fine. That is to the level that I personally use alcohol. You know, not to go off on a bender on alcohol while we're talking about Hondo, but, like, I think it's relevant. I will 100% admit this shit. I don't know. I have some sort of chemical need for it. It's probably not good, but basically what happens when I run out of this shit is for about 3 or 4 days, I'm real irritable. My thought is that if the world ended, yeah, I'll just be irritable for a few days. It's not a big deal. It's one of those, like, probably should be irritable for a few days in the end of the world. Oh. Well, we lost the TV glow. Gotta have the TV glow, right? You guys don't have that much to look at, really. And honestly, I think this is a cool way for me to, like, you know, smoke alone in the dark at night, hanging with the cat and watching the Beverly Hillbillies at the moment, or whatever the fuck it is. That's what we happen to be watching at the moment, though. And talk to y'all. I think the reason Hondo doesn't own up to being a gunman is because that's not how he views himself. I'd wonder what Hondo thinks he is. It's one of those, like, I think Hondo probably sees himself as a rancher. It's been so many years since he was able to ranch that it's beyond ridiculous. A lot of other things he could consider himself. given the nature of what he's doing, he's kind of somewhere between a homesteader and a mountain man kind of thing in that era, right? Like, he was out there on his own doing shit for forever. It's, basically in Texas, instead of mountain men, you had Indian fighters. That's not entirely true, but it is pretty much true. There were some people that would go out and live amongst the Comanche and Apache and shit, but most of them, they weren't true mountain men. The ones that are mountain men were fucking Indian fighters in Texas. And like there's a difference in era too. Like there was an era in Texas where there totally were mountain men here, right? There just weren't ever very many. It's fucking kind of harsh country, first off. Second off, all of the river watersheds and shit went further north than Texas, and that's where most of the fur trading happened that opened the West to expansion. So, like, Texas is kind of this anomaly that, like, the thing that settled Texas was Texicans. And, like, the mountain men that preceded them were just fucking Texas Ranger Indian fighter type dudes. Hondo. Like, I think this is where my grandfather watched Hondo to learn who to be, because he came to the conclusion that he was a mountain man of some flavor, or wanted to be one, and I don't know. I think somehow arrived at the movie Hondo as like his depiction of what it looked like that he should be. It's as close to like